MrSilver9759, take 2 of this interview. Name's Perry Smida, and I live in a small town in Industry, Pennsylvania, about 25 miles southwest of Pittsburgh. And I melody tech for now going about 44 years, and I enjoy it. I do some bottle digging too and stuff like that, arrowhead hunting, and anywhere I can go, I'll go melody teching. But I work full time at Kohl's department store, and I think I'm on trial here. I don't know, but it's hard to talk about a camera, but I do it anyways. I started in melody teching when I was 9 years old. That's about the time I started collecting coins too. I got melody detector for Christmas. It was a Jetco Mustang. It was BFO back then. In 1968, that's when I started. And yeah, I just kept with it. It had two controls on it, and it would go out a couple times on the tune. The tunes didn't stay. We didn't have two good melody detectors like they do now, but I kept with it. I used that from 68 probably 1979, 1980. Then I went to a 2 dB series 2, a White's detector, and I did a lot of fun. And batteries just went dead, so then I went to a 6 dB after a few years, and I used that forever. I just bought one off of eBay, same one, off a buyer, and it was when I went to probably $125 or something like that. And then I found a nice coin spill last year, Palm Sunday. I had 3 silver dollars and 3 silver quarters I found in one hole. And I used that, and then I used to do competition hunts, and all over the United States there, mostly in Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York. I used in Boston and all around. I like to travel to the western states. Seemed fun. I'd find a gold coin or something, but yeah, the best thing I found is probably the 10 silver dollars and the 10 silver halves and the 2 silver quarters. There was like 8 Morgan dollars. There was 2 piece dollars, and it was 2 silver barber quarters. There was a couple Walkers, a couple Frank, a couple Kennedys, barber half. I think that was the most best find I ever found. I'd like to find a gold coin one of these days. Never found an old gold coin. Found a gold coin in Michigan in probably 1992, maybe 93. It was during the summer. It was nice coin. It must have just dropped it. It was like the $20 gold piece. They started making gold pieces in 1992. Then 1/10. I think that's what I found, a 1/10 of a $5 gold piece. But I like to find a nice 1800 gold piece, either $2.50 or $5, even a $10. But yeah, I found my share of money. Now the craziest things that I ever found was I had found two vials. I don't know why they was buried, but 2 vials of blood. It was buried, and I dug it up, and I don't want that. You know, I might get saved or something. I don't know, but that was funny to find. It was really a wild thing to find. Now the worst thing I found, well, it was not the worst thing, but it was bottle hunting. Me and my buddy went metal detecting this old farmhouse, and we found this half a human skull, and we was digging bottles again, and we was finding some old ones, really, really old ones in the 1800s, early 1900s, and he kept on looking at that skull, and I felt weird. He felt weird, so we turned it in that county in Cranberry Township, and the FBI just stepped in, and the county sheriffs and everything. They wrote all things off, and that was it. That bottle dump. They found all kinds of nice bottles, but I didn't find. But yeah, you got to turn that in. So that's human skull. So archaeologists stepped in, and they sifted the place. They found a jawbone. I think her right side of her jawbone. Like, we never did anything about it. Didn't investigate. And it turned out to be a black lady in her 50s. I don't know if she was a maid there, and I don't know. Yeah, this batteries keep on shutting off, but I don't know if she was either made there or buried there one time, and they put bottles. I don't know what happened to that, but that was the most curious thing I found. I really detect alone. I have a couple friends up in Pittsburgh. I have a real good friend in Eliquippa. He goes metal detecting a little bit sometimes, but he's not feeling too well sometimes, and I call him up, and we go a couple times. I call people from Pittsburgh. Usually I hunt alone in the parks. I like to do the parks, old parks. I like to do old houses, but it's hard to get in. Different people. Back in the 70s, it was pretty easy to get in. I knew everybody, but now a lot of people moved away in different houses, and they don't allow you to detect in the yard. But sometimes I do, and they say, "Oh, go ahead." But I usually do the old parks and old church grounds and something like that. Mostly the parks. Yeah, I got my nickname, Mr. Silver, from an old buddy of mine that just died a couple years ago. I got a job for him at Kohl's, and it was hard let him go, but he's been around there since I've been metal detecting. He died, I think he was about 65. I'm 52 now. But every time I'd find silver, I'd holler, "Hey, I found silver! I found another silver! I found another silver!" And he'd get all pissed off, and he said, "Man, I'm going to call you Mr. Silver, man. You find silver all the time." So that stuck with me. Now my YouTube friends from MrSilver9759 is my YouTube username, and I did that so good last year, 2011. They call me Coin Spill King. that was pretty neat too. But I like Mr. Silver myself. It brings to you. But I found a lot of silver. I filled books and books and books. I sold a lot of stuff. I regret it now, but when money was tight and I needed money, I'd sell it. But I never sold anything out of my collection. I always build that up. I found the Mercury Dime collection, I think, has 86 coins in it, and I filled 3 books of it, and I'm missing 11 of them. So that's pretty good. I've been doing it since '68. It paid off. But now I just I don't know, for fun. Yeah, I go metal detecting. No. Yeah, I go metal detecting. What I really do is travel around the United States and I host hunts, and I'm pretty good at it. I've been doing it since probably early 70s, late 70s. I hosted a couple in Michigan, a couple in Ohio, New York. Now I do my own now. It was called Beaver County Coin Shooters, but we're going to change the name to International Coin Shooters, and it's on Facebook. And if you want to come in, it's in August 25th to the 26th. I don't charge too much, maybe $50 or $60 for 2 days. We have all kinds of fun. You meet all kinds of detectors. You meet all kinds of friends. It's enjoyable. You just have a good time and laugh. I like to laugh. I don't know why, but I just like to laugh. I even laugh at work. Just happy, you know. I'm really happy with myself. Same story I never did. I don't know. It's not too many things. Craziest things I ever did was cliff diving. When I was at college, they had Tangy Reservoir, and we went swimming, and I never went cliff diving my life, and it was like, once I did it, you had to run all the way and go over this cliff and dive, and it felt forever before you hit the water. And then after I do that, I was doing it every 5 minutes. I was doing it. So I don't know if it was dumb or crazy or what, but that was the craziest thing I ever did. I don't know if I will ever do that again, though. But I always go with my college buddies in Columbus, Ohio, and go visit them. But Yeah, they slim down a little bit, and they don't do that crazy stuff like I used to do. My secret metal detecting: dig everything. You have to dig everything. I'm not with that famous detectors and mind labs and take a picture of what you find. I like to find when one of my detector beeps. I dig it. I dig it if it's junk or good coin, or sometimes I can tell by the sound, but not usually. I just dig everything. I dig foil, I dig nails, you name it. I have like a 5-gallon bucket in the back of my truck. I fill it up probably every week, and with junk, and then I discard it. The junk I don't want, but I'd save the copper, anything that's worth money. I save and then cash it in at the end of the year. But if I want to make money, I sell some articles I find. I found a 1931 Ford bow tie, they call it. I sold that for, I don't know, $30 off of eBay. That's what I do when I make my money. I sell on eBay. I sell milk bottles. I bottle dig a lot, and that's how I make my money. To do my treasure hunts and stuff like that. I contribute most of the money in the treasure hunts, and yeah, that's what I do for fun, really. I just sell on eBay, type away, and I can do it in the winter time when I'm not metal detecting because everything's frozen up. But yeah, that's what I do with make a few bucks. I don't charge too much money for my bottles. I make other people happy. Oh yeah, Dad used to have a milk dairy, and he never saved the bottles, and that's how I look at it. Sell them for like 99 cents, $2.99. If they go high, they go high. If they don't, I even ask the people on the email. I says, "Why are you buying this bottle?" And they tell me, "Oh yeah, the dairy. We didn't save no dairy bottles and stuff, and this is my great grandfather's dairy." And yeah, it thrills me about bottle digging too. I do arrowhead hunting sometimes when it rains. I do that stuff. I have a few spear points, a couple of flints and stuff like that, broken areas. But yeah, I just enjoy metal detecting because you never know what you can find. Now, if I would have hit the lottery, yeah, first thing probably help the family out, because I don't have any kids of my own. I was married before, but that's a long story. Yeah, but yeah, I don't have no kids of my own. I just, if I win big money, I'd leave my brother and my mother to get by and have them enjoy it. And then the rest of the money, I'd probably go, yeah, maybe I'll buy a Mind Lab new one, but I don't know. I can't see it. Spending $2,000 on a metal detector, I can't see it. But maybe if I win the lottery. Now I got a hidden talents. Yeah, dig everything, go in circles. You go in circles, your metal detector, you find coins on edge. It's always helped me out. I do east, west, north, south, grids, 10 areas. I clean all the junk out, and then I find the good stuff. Story I could tell you was down the park, and couple guys were metal detecting, and couple from Pittsburgh and nearby towns, and I was beating them all. You know, that 6DB, they had them mine labs, they had safaris, they had E-tracks, they had everything. I was beating really bad. I think I was proud of myself or something, but I don't know. I was finding Indian heads and buffalo nickels and silver dimes, and there was one guy said, "Yeah, that's a nail. My E-track said it was a nail." So I come right behind him. My 6DB, I have a hip mount. I made a hip mount out of it. It's easier because it holds like 14 double A's, and it gets heavy after a while. And come right behind him. Yeah, sure it was. It was a nail, but beat again, because I don't have no picture that tells me if it was a quarter or whatever, but about another half-inch down there was a nice barber dime. Yeah, you see what you missed? Yeah. And they was a little bit pissed, but my fines, their fines, I outnumbered them with my fines, and all them other friends and stuff, they just couldn't believe it. Maybe I was maybe a legend, I don't know. I made the detecting for now going on 44 years now, and I work full time, but I still find time to go metal detecting. I do stuff around the house, and I fix roofs and stuff like that, and handyman, and all together. I just I enjoy the outdoors. I don't like to be in the inside, and I don't watch too much TV at all. I don't get too many channels on TV, but yeah, I enjoy metal detecting. I enjoy bottle hunting too. That makes my money. But now there's so many stories I can tell you. One time I was at Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and I was metal detecting these 5 football fields, and they had 5 baseball fields. They had a football field. It was a big place, and it was pretty new. And I was a metal detecting. I was finding mercury dimes, a couple barbers, because Johnstown, Pennsylvania was pretty old. They had the floods there and stuff like that. And that was back in 1980. And about 80, I lived there about 4 years or something, off and on, and I would go visit there, and this old guy in this old house told me, says, "Hey buddy, come over here." So I went over there by the fence. He said, "You know this area pretty good?" I said, "Nah, I just metal detected a little bit." He says, "Why don't you go over there by that grove of trees?" And I said, "What, was it an old house over there?" He said, "No, they used to have football games from 1895 to about 1940s. Oh man, I was so thrilled about that. I said, oh, I'm gonna have to go and see what I can find over there. There was a little grove of trees. Oh, I found two large cents on top of each other. I was finding barber dimes. I was finding half dimes, seated half dimes. I was like going crazy. I was just, and coin spills. Oh my God! I found a coin spill. I found 50 mercury dimes in one hole. It was still in a paper wrapper, and I was just thrilled about that. Wasn't too many older ones, 20s, 30s, mostly 40s, and by the time I dug it out, it disintegrated. The paper tube disintegrated right in my hand, so I put that in my pocket. Next day, I seen that older gentleman, and I gave him 5 of the mercury dimes, just to tell me that that was a good place to go. And I detected that for about probably 2 years, and I thought I found everything, but I found loads and loads of coins there. A lot of junk, a lot of pull tabs, but it was well worth it. Yeah, my final things, I'd say, if I would find a gold coin, I'd be very proud about that. Nice gold coin. I found about every coin the United States ever made, except like a 20-cent piece. Ain't gonna find one, I don't think, I made them in 3 years, 1875, 1876, 1877, maybe 1878. But, and a trade dollar. They made them a few years, but I don't know if I ever find one of them. But a old gold coin would be my fantasy find. I found a lot of rings. I found over 550 rings. I traded a lot of them in last year because gold was up about 1,800. I think it's up to 1,700 today. And I traded a lot of gold rings. And silver too. Silver's up about, it was almost $50 an ounce when I traded them in. And I traded some yucky mercury dimes or ones I cut up in the ground and stuff like that. I traded them in. But yeah, it just I returned every class ring I ever found. I traded in. I found 54 owners. I can't find 2 owners right now. One from Beaver High School because there's 3 initials in them, but there's 10 people that own them. So some on my email, they didn't write me back, so I never traded them in, but I'll find the owner one of these days. One time I found one. It was nothing good to me. It was a beautiful ring. It was from Hopewell, Pennsylvania, and it was I'd say it was insane, but I called at school and I told him I found a gold ring from Hopewell, and yeah, batteries about it, but yeah, telling you about the class ring I found. So I talked to the coach, and went to the school, and he said, "Yeah, this ring you found, the young kid died. He died up in Erie, Pennsylvania, and he had insulin, and he was swimming, and the undertow took him." So I just paused, and I was like, "Oh my!" I said, "Well, you know the family?" And he said, "Yeah, I know the family." And went to his mother's house, and knocked on the door, and I told him who I was and what I did, and I said, "I found your son's gold class ring." And she was astonished. She couldn't believe it. She said, "Oh, come on in, man. You want a cup of tea or something?" And I had a cup of tea and started BSing with her, and went to his room, and he played. He wrote poetry, and she kept his room exactly like it was when he died. But he had pictures all over the place, and she had his poetry in frames and stuff, and you can see it in her face and eyes that she was hurting. But I said, "I don't want no money for it. I just wanted to give it to you." She said, "No, I'm gonna give you some money." And I said, "No, I rejected. I don't need no money. I'm happy to give it back to you. Find the owner." So she gave me a $10 check. I didn't. Yeah, so this lady, and I took the $10 check, but I didn't want to. But she was happy. She just, we just talking. Me and my sister was just talking about that, and she had a girlfriend from New Brighton, Pennsylvania, and he gave the ring to her, and I guess she lost it. I was working for a cemetery at one time, and we found it in the cemetery. I used to look for grave markers with a metal detector, and I found that by one of the gravestone. Maybe she was up there partying or something like that and lost it. So I had returned that to her. She, we just talking about that, me and my sister, and we got to get that ring off of her. And they were just talking about it yesterday, and I happened to knock on the door the next day. So she was really happy about that. Now she puts that ring right in his room, and I don't think she ever would get over that, but his death. But I'm glad I helped her out. But there's just there's stories I can go on and on and on. But I love metal detecting, man. There's nothing else better to do. It's real healthy. A lot of bending down, up and down, up and down, but I enjoy it. It's fun. I like finding old coins, but I like finding glad too, because I can trade them in, go on vacations, and go to my treasure hunts. That's why all the clad I find, I just do batteries, get stuff for batteries, and go metal detecting and enjoy my life. Well, this is MrSilver9759. Hope you like my biography guy. My bio, couldn't even say it. Jeez, I have a hard time saying stuff, but it's funny how I say it. But I hope you like this bio of me. Been doing it for 44 years, and hope I do it for another 44 years. But yeah, it's just, you don't know what you're gonna find. Next target you're gonna find is gonna be, I hope a gold coin, man. That's my dream find.